Hi guys, welcome back to Janky Videos, and today we're going to be doing a recasting of The Hunger Games.
Yay! Why do I keep saying we? For our first recasting, we're going to be doing Katniss as JWoww. At first, I wanted to put every character as a Jersey Shore personality, but the one that was really sticking the most was JWoww. I just feel like these are two girls that really know how to fight and survive. I feel like JWoww could survive in the woods. Like, she's like one of the women on the show who like looks like she can survive in the woods. And then
And she can throw down.
She can throw down. Like, that's what you need if you're gonna win the Hunger Games. And then my next casting was Enya. But that's really because I thought Enya and Drew would be a perfect casting as like a sister duo. So like Enya's Katniss and then Drew is Prim.
And we could also put him as Peeta.
No.
But he is more of a Prim girl, I feel.
He's a Prim girl.
But speaking of Prim, I'm going to do Prim as Snooki, just because, you know, her and JWoww already have that connection, that bond. And JWoww is bigger than her. And so she can play like a little child. And then Drew, again, it fits with the Enya casting. And I feel like he could play a little girl. And then lastly, this is just one I think would be funny. We casted Honey Boo Boo from season 1 of Honey Boo Boo.
Two little blonde girls. Like, it makes sense. And their hair's like kind of curly from what I remember. Actually, I don't think so.
It was curly.
Okay, good. But I also feel like Drew would be a good casting because him and Prim, and I don't mean this to be mean, but they give tragic figure. Like, interesting, tragic, dreamy figure.
Okay, and next we have... Oh my god, this one's so funny. We're gonna do Peeta as Vinny. So it fits in with the vibe of the Jersey Shore. The Jersey Shore cinematic universe in the Hunger Games. We're gonna do that.
They also just have, like, oh, I want to be, like, a nice guy energy. And then next is Cake Boss. I don't know why I put that on there. That was, like, really lazy. It doesn't even say Cake Boss. It says Boss Guy. I don't even know what I was trying to get at here.
Comma, Boss Guy. Okay. Actually, no, I can see that because it made, like, I get... in the books, like, it's supposed to be more realistic, but in the movie, like, why did they give him, like, the full, you know, what is it, like, movie makeup, fondant, spray paint?
Oh my god, yeah, the fondant, because all he
could use the fondant to, like, blend into the trees.
There's one episode of Cake Boss, and I know this joke has been made a million times, but I saw it the other day, and it actually made me so upset watching it, because it was like a tiny sheet cake on the bottom, and then everything else on top was like, what is it called?
PCP piping.
Fondant.
Krispy Kreme. No, not Krispy Kreme. Rice Krispie.
No, it was tin foil. They were literally rubbing together tin foil to like make it into like a ball, and it was like something stupid, and it really
like a plastic toy on top.
Yeah, it's like plastic, tin foil, and PCP piping, which PCP, that's a drug, right? Whatever it's called.
What is it for little Johnny?
What?
Lead piping? No, lead pipe.
What are you talking
about?
You
know the videos of that guy, and it's like he's moving into like a 1 by 1 foot apartment, and they're showing how he could fit everything, how he can fit a whole family, and they like have like the steel beams or whatever, and then like you know what I'm talking about.
That is another good casting. But next we're gonna do Haymitch as the lady from Glee, and I think I said this in another video, but they knew how to lock in.
Which lady from Glee?
I'm gonna put the picture on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know her
The blonde
name.
one?
The blonde, like the coach lady. I feel like even though Haymitch was a drunk, he knew when to lock in, and they have the same angry, hateful vibe. They're just bitter, and they look alike.
Okay, for my next casting for Effie, I think, and I know this doesn't really make any sense, but it makes sense in the context of the Jersey Shore Hunger Games cinematic universe I have in my head. Polly D as Effie. They're both big hair, loud, personality, style. Okay, so we see there's
I also feel like they're secretly insecure. Because, like, in the book...
Well, it's not a secret.
You're right. But Effie she's given the last District 12, as kind of like a punishment. Because if you're like not a good host, or like you're at the bottom of the totem pole of like, are they sponsors? Whatever they are, you get District 12. And then
And she was the brokest.
And she was the brokest.
The brokest out of all the rich people.
Period. Actually, no, that sucks. But then we also have Alex Constanzi. If you get the vision, you get the vision. Blonde, fashionistas, crazy facial expressions.
And then lastly, Big Lotto. I don't know who wrote that or why we thought. Okay, explain.
I just feel like Big Lotto has acting talent, and I would love to see her as Effie. She's also blonde. She's like kind of blondish. And I just feel like her music lately has been like very eccentric. So that's why I want to see Big Lotto on there.
I just think it would be funny because it makes no sense.
It makes sense. You just aren't trying to get the vision.
You're right. I wasn't listening to you. So next, the rump. President Trump as President Snow.
It's lazy, but if you get the vision, you get the vision.
Like you're not the same people, and they don't really have a lot of same characteristics. But I just think it would be funny because our next pick is Kamala as President Coin.
It's the Bob. But also, if you really think about it, Kamala Harris and President Trump as President Coin and President Snow, like there's photos where they look eerily similar. Like that new WWE looking photo Donald Trump has really is giving the same facial expression as President Snow when he's like staring Katniss down. And then Kamala Harris as President Coin, like they're just same kind of sinister vibe. Like all of them have a sinister vibe. And then
Gail as, this was my idea, Gail as Jacob from Twilight, because they both lose to a blonde. They're both the secondary love interest. They're like technically the hotter one, but like no one really gives a fuck.
Edward wasn't blonde.
Oh my god, you're right.
But like they're annoying and more jacked than the main guy. So
Not in the book, because in the book Peeta is he's what is it? It's bulky, not bulky.
He's bulky.
He's a little.
And then the game maker as that one guy. What's his name? Fuck. We should actually know his name before we say it in the video.
I'm thinking. Are you thinking? Okay, so for the announcers, we're thinking about...
Wait, what's the announcer's name? The blue-haired guy. We did not come prepared for this video.
Let's look that up right now. What was his name again? I can't. I'm looking... What is it?
We should...
Caesar Milan? No.
Caesar Flickerman! So we're gonna do Stephen A. Smith as Caesar Flickerman.
If you don't know who that is, I'll add a clip here, because I feel like a lot of people don't know who he is.
His very first move as the executive was to sign Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
If this brother had a few more inches, oh, Lord, don't get me salivating and fantasizing about things. Oh, my God.
Anyways, I just feel like they're very entertaining. They have a very spunky personality. And then that's really all the characters there are, because they're not really, like, a lot of characters.
And then for the girl, like, because you know how they have the people who, like, watch the Hunger Games? Or was that only in the spoof movie? Actually, cut that part out. And lastly, the game maker, I'm going to have him either be RuPaul or Joey Graceffa, because everyone I hear who was on Escape the Night talks about it like it was a torturous experience, kind of like the Hunger Games. And RuPaul, because he's evil, and he's really funny. For the frick!